Hello, I'd like to welcome you to our SendMyAd tips and tricks seminar for September. And today we're going to talk about tablet ads, which may be something that you might not be using our portal for right now, but we'd like to let you know that it's available and to show you how to set that up and how you can receive ads for iPads, mobile devices, what have you. We're going to talk about some brand new features with managing notifications. That is actually brand new. We just upgraded our system last night, and that includes an easier way to view, both configure and view what notifications a particular user will receive. And finally, we'll talk about setting up spreads and multi-page ads. So there's a little configuration you have to do, and you have some options on how you can accept those type of specialty ads. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. There's a Zoom button in your in the GoToWebinar settings where you can expand to see the full screen, which might be helpful. Questions, if you have any, please just send those to me during the broadcast, and we'll address all of those at the end. And please just let me know if you have any questions or any problems as we go along. All right, well, let's get started. And let's talk about tablet ads. Now, this is something that you configure in your publication. So I'm going to select one of my publications here. I'm logged in as a typical publisher, administrator, user. And when you have tablet ads enabled, you'll see a new tab in the publication details setup called Add Tablet Sizes. So if you don't have this option turned on, of course, you won't see this whole area, but this is something that it's a separate module that we enable. And once we do that, you'll be able to configure things here. Now, we create profiles. We call them profile sizes, and it works very much like print ad sizes that you're accustomed to seeing. Okay, but it also includes some pre-flighting information. So we kind of bundled together both the size as well as the checking of these types of ads. So here I've got one already configured, and we've got some canned sizes based on devices. So this one's already configured for later iPad models, and it's got the device size there, the ratio, the resolution. And we can also configure the dimensions. We can tweak those. We can also say what we want for a resolution of our files. Okay, and if we want to add a new one, we can just simply go to Add Profile Size. And again, we can select from these canned ones here. So let's say we want an iPhone 5. This is an important option. You have to be sure that we're selecting this to be used in the publication. So you can actually, it's kind of like activating or deactivating, but you want to be sure that you've got this use in publication turned on. Like I said, these are canned stock profiles, so it already gives you the correct device pixels, the aspect ratio, and you can limit the size. So we try and provide help for those things. So we can say that the 0 is unlimited, but we can say that we don't take anything over a certain amount. Okay, so that's really all that we have to do. There are two kinds of tablet ads, so we'll talk about that more in a moment. But you do see that we have a vertical size and a horizontal size. Only one of these really truly uses this but we can configure if we accept the rotated ad as well. So let's come back here and let's actually send a file so you can see how that works. Now here's where you start to see the difference. There's an enhanced for tablet ad and a designed for tablet ad. Let's start with the simplest case. The enhanced for tablet ad is very simple. And it's basically, we give you the option to upload a zip file that contains whatever you need for the ad and a JPEG preview. So let's fill out this quick form. Okay, let's select our device. Select our issue. Okay, and here's where we can say that we want the JPEG and the zip file. So let's go and let's grab our JPEG. And our zip file. Now I only have this configured to accept one type of preview, and I've uploaded the wrong orientation because I hadn't configured my uploader. So I'll come back and show you that. But you can have both a vertical and a horizontal preview. So anyway, it's very basic. I mean, it takes in the file, very simple for the user. It takes in the preview, takes in your zip file. And then just like you're accustomed to seeing with print ads, you can have it automatically finalize and deliver to you. So delivery locations come into play. You can see that right here. You can also do publisher approvals. And just like print ads, if you go under your publication actions and go to manage approval cycles, you'll see, again, once this module is enabled, you'll see tablet ads, and you can configure approvals just like you would with print ads. And you can do that at the publication level or back here in our company profile. Again, once this option is enabled, you'll have your tablet ad settings, and you can configure various options here, including the uploader, which I mentioned, the upload form items. So if you want to require a separate group of metadata or custom metadata only for tablet ads, separate from print ads or digital ads, you can manage that there. The EFT file uploader. This is what I mentioned before. I only have this configured for one JPEG, but I could have two, so I could allow the user to upload a horizontal and a vertical configuration for those. So various bits of information that can be enabled for them are notifications. So we say what types of emails we want to go out for everyone based on different events. When this tablet ad is uploaded or downloaded, you can do all of that. And then the approval cycle setup, again, this is the global or publisher level. Just like the publications, you've got tablet ads right here. Now, as you can see, I didn't have any configured, so I had the simplest possible workflow for the advertiser. They just go in, they upload, and it's just delivered to you directly. Okay, let us come back to an upload. Okay, and we're going to do the other type of tablet ad now, designed for tablet ad. These are ones that are really created specifically for the device. And this is where the pre-flighting starts to come in more. Okay, now we have here, we have two different options. We've got the the iPhone and the other one that I selected. Let's go back and remove or deactivate, because I don't have an iPhone 5 file for this one. So let's just turn that off, and we'll send our ad. Okay, you can choose a file here, or you can also just drag and drop. So I'm going to grab a JPEG and drag it right there. And you'll see that it uploads automatically for us. And I've got one for the horizontal configuration as well. And it happens pretty quickly, but there's a little pre-flight check that's happening there. It's checking our dimensions. And you can see that it accepted both of those. They're sized exactly right. So let me hit save and confirm here. And now we get the nice preview. Our file is done. It's waiting for our approval. We can switch between the previews if we want. Okay, there's the typical metadata that you're accustomed to seeing. And let's go ahead and approve this. And that file will now go through and be delivered. And that will be sent however we have our delivery locations configured. That will go for us to our FTP site or whatever type of delivery you have configured. Okay, and back in our list, you'll see it looks just like the other one. When it's finished, we can download a final zip file, and that's going to have all our components, and the delivery you can see is being sent. Okay, so pretty simple to configure, pretty easy to use. Now, we mentioned notifications, and I'd like to show you what is a nice new feature we've just added, and that is to manage notifications. There is there used to be a user action under here where we would manage notifications, but that's now been kind of promoted to a more obvious location here. And you can see sorry, let's make this full screen for you. You can see now a whole set of notifications, and it tells us what we've been configured to see and allows us to subscribe to various events. Now, this is outside of what you might be configured to receive notifications by group or by virtue of being the materials contact on a publication. So the first part of this lets us subscribe to various things. So I'm a publisher administrator, and I'd like to know when SendMyAd is going to do maintenance. So I can click those on. And whenever we schedule maintenance, you'll get an email to let you know that a maintenance window is coming up, and then when it's finished. Okay. You can, no matter what publication you might be a contact for, you can say that you want to know when print ads are uploaded. There's options for picked up, revised, tablet ads, digital ads, ad creator ads. So those are all various types of ads within the system, and we track those differently. You can have different templates for all of those things. And then this system also has virtual publisher configured, so that can be subscribed to as well. We can also assign notifications by group. Now that has been there for quite a while, and you can just create groups that are used to assign notifications, which is a common thing to do. And if that has been done, that will show up here in this area. Now, this user doesn't belong in any groups that are getting notifications, so it lets us know that as well. And then the nice thing is it tells us that based on the various publications we have, I'm the displayed materials contact for those things. So I can, at a glance, I can both configure what things I want to be notified about, as well as see when I should be getting a notification. So a very, very common support request in the past has been, hey, I'm supposed to be getting a notification and I'm not getting it. And it's always been a little difficult because notifications are configured in different areas of the system. It's been hard sometimes to know, okay, should I really be getting this notification? And now at a glance, you can look at this and say, oh, actually, I'm not in a group that's getting notifications, and I'm not the materials contact, and I haven't subscribed to the print ads are uploaded. So actually, I shouldn't be getting the notification. Or if you're supposed to, then it's a good bet that you need to check your spam filters, or maybe check with your IT department and see is there a reason on your end why you are not getting the notification. And since I mentioned it, I'll just point out real quickly the groups notification. You can see here that there are, in the groups list, there's also a notification settings. Now, this has been here for a while, so it may be familiar to you. This is not as extensive as, it's more for subscribing the users in this group to those notifications, rather than giving you that overview of, hey, these are what you should be getting. So, but if I assign myself to something, let's make it an editorial group. Okay, I'm in this group already, and I'm going to put a couple specific notifications in there, and hopefully when I go back to my user, it should show us that. Yeah, and there we go. So I'm getting notifications based on book plan events because I'm in a particular group that is subscribed to those. So anyway, we hope that you'll find that useful. I know for us, when we do support, it will be very helpful, and hopefully it'll be a good first place for you to check when that inevitable question of, hey, where are my emails comes up. Okay, let's move on to our last topic, which is handling ads, print ads that are more than one page, whether they be spreads or actual multiple single pages. So let's again go back to our publication. And this time we're going to look under ad sizes, print ad sizes. And you'll see that I've got, like most publications, we auto create a spread size, and you can always create your own spreads as well. So I have here a spread that's configured for the right dimensions, and I can configure the spreads here. And what this will do is it'll give me a preview of how this is laid out as far as the safety trim. I can give it a specific label and a code per side. That can come in handy during delivery. That's a variable that you can use to differentiate when we deliver each side of the spread. There are a couple of options here that are very important. One is to accept single files for each spread side. If you turn that on, the user will have an option to supply the full spread size, or if they have pre-split the file themselves into the 2 pages, this will let them upload those 2 sides. And then if you have this option enabled, you can also automatically split the spread during the upload. So that is a separate option. So, and I actually have two separate sizes here. And this one is set to not allow those single files, but to automatically split for me. So you might want to go that route to sort of simplify it for the advertiser. Okay, so let's upload a spread, and you'll see how that works. And then we'll come back to multi-pages, which are related, but they are configured slightly differently. And let's start with the one that allows us a choice of how we upload. And here it is. Here's where we show the spread upload type selection, and the user can then, if they've got it already split themselves, they can upload those separately, or you can do the single file. So let's do single file. And here's a spread file. Now, the option I mentioned before of being able to split the files, there's actually two ways that can be done. One is the auto split that I've mentioned, and this happens actually during the upload. We actually take the file, we split it as soon as we get it, and then we process and pre-flight each side separately. We also have an option where the user can manually split the file. So in that workflow, they would do just what we've done here. You upload the large spread file and have us process that, and then you would go through the advertiser approval, and then typically the publisher would go in, and you don't necessarily want the advertiser to know that you're splitting their file. So it's not something the advertiser does, but under the actions menu down here, you will have the option to spread the file. To split the file. Okay, so here's my ad. Let's approve it. And down here is the split spread option. Okay. You can select a mirroring size, and that's something that you configure as a publisher preference. Okay, and it lets us know that we're now splitting this file. It's going to be appearing as two separate ones. And what we do is we archive that original spread one. So that kind of goes away. It's kind of hidden, so you're not seeing it. It's there if you ever really need to get to it. But you can see here that we've got now a nicely split file. And when it finishes, it will allow us to switch between the two sides in this view. Okay, so there's my left side and my right side. And I can approve that that's been split. And there we go. It can run through the normal publisher approval setup and be finalized and delivered. Okay. Now the auto split, I'm not going to take you through that, but it basically does that process before you see the files, and it just handles it during the upload. So if you want to let your advertisers know that, hey, as a service to you, you don't have to split this, you don't have to worry about it, just send us your spread and we'll take care of it. that option is really easy for them, and of course they see, the uploader sees that it's been split. Okay, so let's wrap up with looking at a multi-page setup. And what I mean by that, I just want to be sure that you understand, we're talking about a user having an ad that is multiple single pages. What we don't do is we don't take a PDF file that's 8 pages and then break it apart. Okay, we don't do that. But what we do is we let you configure, or we let the advertiser, when they're uploading the file, we let them choose the amount of pages that are involved in this ad, and they can then upload those single pages. So one common thing that this is used for are like pharmaceutical ads, where you've typically got like one full color page, and then you may have several pages after that of dense, legalese and required FDA information, and that stuff all might be black and white. So you can configure that so that you've got different color profiles available for those. So let's do a real simple one. And this is the key here, where we say it's a multiple page thing, and you can specify that it's a minimum and a maximum number of pages. So if we want it to always be 2 pages, we can put that. If you set it to blank, that either one of those, then the user can decide in the upload form. Okay, so I think that's good. Now let's send an ad. Excuse me. There's our new size. And it's 2 pages, again, because we hard-coded it that way. And here's where we can say, I want to do CMYK for the first page. And let's just be sure that everything else is black and white. Let's select our proof options, all the normal print ad stuff that you'd see. This ads form is just the regular one. You configure whatever custom information you'd like. Let's hit browse, and I've got a page 1 and a page 2. Let's upload those. And what we'll see is that, much like the spreads, where the details view let us select between the 2 pages, it grouped those 2 together so that we knew they were a set. We do the same thing with single files when they're in this multi-page spec. So we are processing. We can drop back out to our print ads view, and we'll see those in our queue. So here they are right there. You can see we've got 2 different materials IDs for those, because they are 2 separate files that are coming in. And as this processes, it will give us that nice preview selector there. And we're on page 2 right now, and you'll see that that is grayscale. The original file looks very much like this one, that same color scheme. So you can see that we can accomplish what we talked about earlier with having a full color page and a black and white page, or pages, to follow. So it's pretty easy to set up, and the users can have, like I said, some flexibility. You can allow them to choose the number of pages or even to enter the number of pages, or you can say between 2 and 3, and they'll have a little menu that they can select. So pretty straightforward. All right, well that concludes our presentation for today. If you have any questions, now's your last chance to ask. I've got a couple here. So there's a question: can you set a pop-up to all print advertisers that offers the opportunity to upload tablet creative? We would want to allow the advertiser to opt out as an alternative. I think you could probably accomplish this in a couple of ways, actually. It's actually a two-part question. Then the print creative workflow. Okay, I understand. So the question is, can you have it be like almost like a rider to the print ad upload, that it gives an option to upload the tablet along with the print ad, if I understand that correctly. That's it's actually a great idea. We don't have something like that right now, but I will suggest it, because that of course is a quite common thing where you're uploading the print ad, but you also get a tablet version or a digital version. So it could actually be configured for both of those. Right now they are separate. You have to go into the send files and actually select what you're going to do there. But that is a very good thing. And the last question we've got is, what are the options for where the assets can be delivered? So let's take a quick look at setting up a delivery location for a tablet ad. Okay, and it's when we create one, a place where we're going to send files to for tablet ads, it's kind of grouped in with print or tablet file deliveries. So all the stuff that you're really accustomed to seeing with the print ads are available here for variables. So, and that makes sense, because we're associating these with a publication and with an issue. And so all of those same variables that you would have available for print ads are here as well. So we provide FTP and secure FTP, SFTP, as options. We also have some publishers that use Insight, and so that is a potential option as well. And all the variables that you see here can be used in the path as well as the file name. So you can select those, and you say when it's going to be delivered, and just tell it to send the tablet ads for this. So pretty flexible, and all of those variables are there. They can make the path, they can make the file name. So whether it's going out to FTP or secure FTP or Insight, we can file it exactly where you need it to go. All right, well, it looks like that's our questions. I would like to encourage you to join us again next month. And if there are any particular topics that you'd like to see addressed, please let us know at support or contact your sales rep. The agendas are very much determined by what our customers would like to see. And as I mentioned, we just did a rollout. We just did an upgrade last night, late. And so that notifications area is brand new. There are plenty of other new features as well. So we like to highlight those things that you might not have even had a chance to see at all. So we'll try and balance that with your request, and just let us know. So thank you, and hopefully we'll see you next month.